are you? How's your con been?
My con was great because I just went to a signing and someone made.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Wow.
Made this
so
for
cool.
me, and the next thing I have to do is I have to get her a job drawing at Marvel. Because if you can draw me, you can draw anything.
Now, does it have every show current?
It does.
Upcoming.
Yes, it has all sorts of things there.
Nice.
My first question for you that I want to get out of the way first is: Do you ever
Sleep?
No. Do you ever regret initializing the phrase hashtag It's All Connected? I knew this question.
I don't know that I regret it as much as the fact that I didn't think that it was going to become something that's probably going to be in my headstone. Look, I appreciate the fact that our fans care that much about our characters. The connection between our characters has been something that goes all the way back to the days of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I think what made the Marvel Universe was the idea that in a Daredevil comic, the Fantastic Four would hire Matt Murdock and they somehow knew each other, and or that you'd be in an Iron Man comic and then people in the street would be yelling, "Oh, look, it's him," and Tony would think it was him, but they were looking up at Thor flying by, and I myself, the way I got into comics was my first comic, as everybody has the first comic. My first comic was a Submariner comic, and in it talked about Iron Man, and it had a little footnote on there that said, "See Iron Man 35." So I went back to the spinner rack at the local store and said, "Do you have Iron Man 35? I'm 10 years old. I don't even know what Iron Man 35 is." And that led to Tony saying, "Well, I just got back from being with the Avengers," and so pretty soon I now have every single Marvel comic that's ever been published. It works. Let's put it that way. And when we started out with S.H.I.E.L.D., one of the challenges was that it was something that was very much born out of the movies, and largely because our lead was in the movies, and so the connection is there. It's undeniable. It just became, how are we going to continue to tell those stories when we churn through? It's one thing to make a movie every twice a year and to make those movies which are so exceptional, but we have to make 22 hours of S.H.I.E.L.D. each year, and by the end of the season we'll have told 88 hours of S.H.I.E.L.D., which means we've made 44 movies, and so sometimes they're a lot of fun and very successful, and like with Ghost Rider, and sometimes we've introduced some characters that that our fan base has said, "Why didn't you use that character instead?" And I can't really answer it other than we'd like to. It's a long, complicated process that involves networks and studios and things like that.
Hey, my name is Fabrizio. I have a YouTube channel back there in Brazil. I talk about comics.
Yes.
And we know we are doing a very good job in the Marvel TV, but have you something planned on the comics? You should. Do you intend to go back, write some comics? We miss you.
I thank you. I had a lot of fun writing comics. I never say never. There's stories that occur to me from time to time that I write down on a piece of paper.
Awesome.
That I generally can't read my own handwriting, so it's hilarious. But thank you. These characters, both at Marvel and at DC, have been very good to me and very good to my family. I always, when people ask me what I do for a living, I tell them I'm a storyteller. And it doesn't matter to me whether or not I tell those stories as the head of Marvel Television, or whether I tell those stories as an executive producer on a television series or a movie, or any of the things that I've been lucky enough to be able to do. I've been at this now consistently for 35 years, and so that means I'm older than everyone on this table, and actually my career is older than everyone on this table. But that I can't do what I do unless the audience does what it does, and I'm incredibly flattered when people bring me their comics, and when people tell me that the shows are doing well, because that's the gift. If it didn't, then they wouldn't hire me, and I would be the end of that. So anyway, thank you, and hello to everybody in Brazil.
Thank you so much.
So, I know previously, as you said, you use some characters and not some characters. You used Jeph Loeb previously.
Yep.
And I think most fans will agree that success on that was maybe hit or miss, depending on some people's opinions.
Okay.
But Ghost Rider so far seems to be hitting it out of the park. What is it that you think about this version of Ghost Rider that seems to work so organically within this universe?
Well, if I knew how to only make hits, I would only make hits.
You're doing a pretty good job so far.
Well, okay, and thank you. Look, everybody at Marvel believes that it all starts with story. If it's not on the page, it's not going to play on the screen. And so being able to tell stories and tell them well starts with an incredible writing staff. And in this particular case, our showrunners, Jeff Bell, Marissa Tancheron, and Jed Whedon, have really done an extraordinary job of carrying really what is a very challenging show to not only just write, but to produce and to come out every week and to do as much as they do. It's a gigantic show. It's one of the biggest shows that's on TV, certainly on broadcast TV. So take all that, put that in a box. I think when a character connects, at least I believe that there's two sort of things that happen. One is casting, which is a luck of the draw. You just have to go with your gut. That's one of your jobs as a producer, is to sort of look at, there's so many talented actors that are out there, and Gabriel Luna came in, and we, as soon as we saw him and talked to him and had the right sensibility and would he fit with our cast and that kind of thing, and I think we have to give a lot of credit to the fact that it's not just about a guy with a flamey head. It is very much about a character named Robbie Reyes and what's happening to him, and you've only seen the first 2 episodes, so there's a lot more story of Robbie that you get to see, his relationship with his brother, his relationship with S.H.I.E.L.D. So there's that side of it. And then the flip side of it is, I have to give credit where credit's due, which is, Chris Cheramy, who is our head of post, and Mark Kolpak, who is our visual effects supervisor, are doing, in my opinion, feature work on a television budget level.
Yeah.
And so, the first time that he, excuse the expression, flamed on, I think the audience, had their own little, geekgasm. And when we hit that button right, all I want to do is just keep hitting that button and let people know that we are telling what's hopefully a very compelling story of what happened to Robbie and why, and where the story is taken.